Hey everybody, it's Miss Christina with the Lafayette Public Library. We have another grab and go craft for you. This time, we're gonna make some Scarecrow Pals. This is a very fun craft for fall, which technically won't be here for a few more weeks, but personally fall is my favorite season, and I don't think it's ever too soon to start decorating. So if you agree with me and you wanna make a scarecrow, the first thing you need to do is go by the library and pick up one of these craft packets. This is going to have pretty much everything you need to make your scarecrow, and you can get one at the main library, any of the regional libraries, Milton, Doosan, or Chenier. And they will be available while supplies last. So inside, you'll have some newspaper, some raffia, you'll have a hat. Yours might be green like mine, or it might be red or yellow. It'll be a surprise. Then you'll also have a long, thin strip of paper. This is going to be the band for your Scarecrow's hats. And let's just dump all this out here. You'll have 3 tissue paper squares. These are going to be the patches on its hat. And then several different circles. 2 white ones, 2 black ones. We'll use these for its eyes. And then you'll have 2 pink circles, which will be its cheeks. And then you will also need a few things from home, like some scissors, a marker or a crayon. You'll need some glue. I'm going to use a glue stick and some white glue, and then you'll need a stapler, or you could also use tape if you want to. Oh, and the bag is also part of the craft, so make sure you do not throw this away. You will need it. And then once you have all of your supplies gathered, you can go ahead and get started. All right, let's start by making our Scarecrow's hat. So take your long, thin strip of paper, add some glue, and then press it down onto the hat. And you'll see that it's a little too long. There's some hanging over each side, but that's okay. You can just flip it over and trim off all that excess. Now to make your Scarecrow's hat look old, we're going to add some patches. So take your tissue paper squares and lay them out on your hat, and you can move them around until you like where they are. But once you're happy with it, just take your glue and glue them down. And the last step is to add some stitches. So take your marker or your crayon and add just a little slash mark to each side of the square. And our first step is done. There's his hat. Now let's start working on his face. So let's start with his eyes, and you can play around with this and decide what direction you want your scarecrow to look in. He could look up, he could look down, he could look to the side, he could be really silly and, have one eye looking up and one eye looking down. It's up to you. I think I'm gonna just have mine looking down. But once you decide, you can go ahead and glue the black circles onto the white circles and the white circles onto the bag. And I'm not gluing the hat on yet, but I am placing it where it will eventually be, so I know where I want his eyes. Okay, it's starting to come together. Now let's add his nose and his cheeks. And to complete his face, all we need is a smile. Of course, your scarecrow doesn't have to smile. He could frown, he could scowl, he could have a really goofy face. It is totally up to you. My scarecrow is going to be a friendly scarecrow though, so he's going to smile. All right, he's almost done. Now we have to stuff him. So take your newspaper, open it up, and then crumple it. And you want it to fill most of the bag, so don't crumple it too tightly. Leave it kind of loose. And to keep it from looking too much like a paper bag, I am going to just gently squish and crunch it to kind of loosen up the shape. And then all you need to do is fold over the top inch and staple it together. All right, let's give this scarecrow some hair. So take your raffia and cut it into smaller pieces. I'm just going to cut mine in half and then in half again and again and again until I'm happy with the length. Now the white glue is definitely going to work better than the glue stick for his hair. Although it's still going to take some time and some patience. You really have to press down hard for several seconds, and even then you may have to do it a few times before it sticks, but just be patient and you'll get it. Although if your grown-up has a hot glue gun, you may try that. Of course, only the grown-ups should be using it because it's very easy to burn yourself with a hot glue gun and it does not feel good. So definitely only adults should be doing that part. And you can still use the white glue like I did. It just takes a little bit more time. And now the only thing left to do is add his hat. So squirt on a bunch of glue and then press his hat down. Hold it there for several seconds to make sure it sticks. And there he is. Ta-da! One happy scarecrow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.